How's everyone doing? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Adam Haber. I'm the president of the Graduate Real Estate Club. And I'm pleased to introduce the speakers today. First, to my left, we have Richard Field, who is currently program director for CBRE. Then we have Shaunak Tanna, who is currently vice president at Terra Capital Partners. Then Dhaval Parikh, who currently is vice president of BlackRock. And Mike Tranfalia, who is associate director at Newmark Knight Frank. And moderating today is going to be Professor Welke, and that's that.
Well, thank you very much. I think I'll start out by thanking the real estate department of Margot Weaker for organizing such a wonderful panel. And then, of course, Ruth Lloyd from Graduate Management Services. Thank you very much. And you see in front of you people you might have known had you been here 2 years ago. They're all Baruch MBAs, very recent. So 3 years ago, they might have been exactly here wondering what the next step is. So it's an excellent choice, and you should really take this opportunity to ask questions, because they've been through the process, and there's nothing like having somebody be able to tell you what it was like, what was useful, what was not, what you should have known when you were heading out there looking for your first job. So I think the best would probably be for each of the panelists in turn to spend a couple of minutes, say sort of around 5 minutes, introducing their work, the type of thing that they do, what they enjoy about it, and what's maybe challenging about it. Okay. So why don't we start at this end with Mike?
And also what intro about myself, etc.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever you feel, right. Just so the students get to know you, and remember, students have diverse interests. Real estate is such a big field, so feel free to expound on details, even though some people might know.
Hi, I'm Mike Tranfalia. Thanks for coming. I'm originally from New England, New Hampshire, and I went to undergrad in Seattle, Western Washington University, with a sort of chemistry focus. And then I stayed in Seattle during the internet boom, so I jumped into IT and then worked in the IT industry for a bunch of years, which was good. So I wanted to regroup, come back to the New York area, get my MBA. I looked around at a few programs, found this one, and it was a good match. So went to that program, the honors program. What was that, 03? When did we graduate?
05.
05. Okay, not that long ago, okay.
You went in 03.
I went in 03 and graduated 05. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it's been a few years, and graduated with a full-time program with a focus in real estate and finance. And following graduation, I interned actually at the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey, and worked on their finance and the World Trade Center development group. So I got to experience some of the politics of the rebuilding of the World Trade Center, which was pretty interesting. We did that for a little over a year. And then I moved over to Newmark Knight Frank, where I currently am still, and I work in the finance department. At Newmark, we do a few things. We manage quite a bit of office space and retail space in New York and around the country. Newmark also owns about, I think it's 2 million square feet in the city, so they're quite a large landlord in the city. We have a lot of clients we represent as well for leasing and for buying. So in general, we sort of do commercial real estate investment or leasing, office and retail. Our main focus is Manhattan, but elsewhere as well. In the finance department, and what I do exactly is pretty much become very intimate with Excel, which is, I hope you guys know Excel because that's pretty key. So I play with numbers all day and run sort of different scenarios on corporations looking to move or expand or lease or buy or sell. So like a corporation recently, they were in Secaucus, and then we were running scenarios on moving their headquarters into the city, and the deal just went through near Times Square. So I was one of the main people I'm dealing with. It was 200,000 square feet, so it was moving them from Secaucus to Times Square, so that was a a 2-year-long process to make that go through. So, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, so day to day it just varies as far as what actually is in the pipeline as far as deals are concerned. But I guess I can keep going, but I'll just pass it off. And that's a little summary, my little summary.
I graduated actually right after Mike in 2006, and I joined BlackRock. BlackRock has been in the news a lot recently. We just did a big merger with Barclays Global Investors. We're a $3 trillion investment management firm. As part of that $3 trillion, we have $30 billion in real estate. So we have a complete different real estate investment group, which essentially invests in properties all over the US and internationally. There's a couple of different functions within the real estate group. Acquisitions, there's an asset management group, operations, accounting, and account management, which is what I'm in. Account management essentially is our client relations capital raising group. And my direct role is to maintain and develop relationships with our real estate investors, which includes pension funds, foundations, endowments, and high net worth individuals. Some things that I enjoy about my position, part of what we do is product development, which in this case products would be funds. So as an example, right now mezzanine debt is something that's very hot and a lot of investors are interested in, and we decided to launch a mezzanine debt fund. So what goes into that is just like any other product launch, you market it, you pull together a pitch book, you decide on who the target market would be, in this case who the target investors would be, pull together a prospect list, go through all the sort of legal due diligence and pulling together PPMs, and essentially go through the execution of launching a fund. Challenges, whenever you're in the client service field, you always happen to get last minute requests, last minute fire drills from clients at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock that you end up spending a couple of good hours, maybe into the next morning taking care of. So, that's one of the downfalls.
Great. I graduated in 2005 with Mike. I work for Terra Capital Partners. We're a mezzanine investment firm. To carry on from where Dhaval left off, my work begins after his is over. We invest in mezzanine debt on income-producing assets. We do loans in the $5 to $25 million range, and last couple of years have been very tough for this industry as a whole. Mezzanine debt across the country has been wiped out. We are very lucky to survive, and most of my time today is spent on working out our deals. It's great to get that experience on other people's money, but you don't want to go through it again. Anyway, so I joined the Greenwich Group, which is our parent firm, in 2004 as an intern while I was still studying at Baruch, and started working on our investment banking deals. That's what the Greenwich Group does. That's an intermediary firm. And at that time, just placing debt and equity with investors for various developers. Our clients were mainly middle market developers. And then slowly, as we were growing the Terra Capital business, I moved to Terra Capital and spent most of my time on Terra Capital doing mezzanine loans. We, at one point, had $1.5 billion in assets under management. Knock on wood, we sold off everything in 2007, the summer of 2007, just before all the bad news started hitting us. Some people like to say we were smart. I like to say we just were lucky. And we're getting back into the game now. We closed our first deal in 18 months in September. First week of September. I say this because I want you guys to know activity is picking up. Things are still bad, but slowly, hopefully, things will stabilize and growth will start again, and there'll be jobs out there for all of you.